Reddit by Reddit recap. What's erotic that shouldn't be? Women popping balloons. Apparently it's a fetish. That just reminded me of the time Joan Rivers had a guy scared of balloons. So she covered a woman with balloons and told him to pop the balloons for boobs. He got over his fear quite quickly. I saw a porn parody of Sadako from The Ring and now I want to duck the ring girl. That bee is damp, dead, and ghastly, but let that H climb out my TV at 2 AM and she gonna get it. Scraping knife blades along one's skin. Not shaving, but just lightly, not enough to cut. Dragging a sharp blade on bare skin. Knife play, or blade play. As I understand it, this is mostly a form of sensation play mixed with power and trust. Because your partner could easily hurt you and you're trusting them not to, it leaves you very vulnerable and exposed. Had an ex who really enjoyed blood. Found out he'd make me bleed on purpose. The smell makes my mouth water. Big yikes. Edit. To answer a lot of the questions, no, I did not consent. He would use hairbrushes and mascara bottles. I was young and dumb, new to sexual experiences, and he was older and claimed he knew everything that I wanted. I believed him. That's why it happened. Long story short, he did not know what I wanted. My ex-boyfriend liked having his eyeball licked. I tried it once just for kicks, but he got super into it and begged me to do it all the time. I was convinced I was gonna be responsible for him going blind. Eating a ducking banana. I can't comfortably eat in front of my colleagues because of this sexualized banana thing. Eating. Like I get the out of the office. I'm going to throw this banana or lick the chocolate off of something, or anything like that. But if you just want to see chewing, or gorging of oneself, I don't see the appeal. Knee-high socks. They're just really long socks but for some reason they make women look more attractive. Monsters. Little ones. I'd hesitantly include robots and aliens but those can be designed to be sexy. Monsters usually are not. Necrophilia. That is unnatural and gross in my opinion. But then again, I'm not a necrophiliac. Siblings. I like to think that the people who think the idea of ducking a sibling is hot don't actually have one. I had my first VR experience recently. Suddenly there was a zombie lady hanging upside down in front of me. Oh boy, I did not know that of myself. I had Indian the other night, and the waiter recommended something with oranges for dessert. It turned out to be candied and frozen-ish orange slices with fresh cream. I took my first bite of the orange slice and crushed it against the roof of my mouth. All that cold, pulpy sweetness. I let out a grunt of satisfaction. My friend I was eating with did the same. I looked at her and frankly admitted that I was experiencing a pleasure that was very nearly sexual in its intensity. If anyone knows what this amazing creamy orange Indian dessert is, I'd love to know. Edit. I am dumb. I found the menu. It's called Orange Kulfi. The Night Mother in Skyrim. I got a weird boner when I was hiding and really close to her corpse and she started whispering. That thing when a woman in stilettos steps on a penis. That's a nope for me. People stuck in things. Apparently, I saw a meme where the punchline was a screenshot of Pornhub video with the title "I ducked my stepsister when she was stuck in the sink," and I thought I've got to see this. It's a genre. Women stuck in sinks. Stuck in windows. One where she was stuck in a sweater. And it didn't seem to be rape. It was, "Help, I'm stuck. I wanna bang first. Ugh. This is terrible timing but okay." Boxing matches leading to lesbian sex. When I was younger, romping through freshly fallen snow barefoot, weird teen brain hormones crossed ice cold feet nerves with other sensitive nerves. A fling wanted me to stand on his head, with my full weight, and then jump on him. I obviously refused. I do not get why that was something erotic to him. Edit. For those wondering which head, his face. I get slightly turned on by women untying their hair. Sand on the skin. I grew up next to a beach. I took dates to the beach at night. Every time I see a model rolling on the beach, looking seductively at me, it turns me off like you wouldn't believe, and I know that's a person, or a photographer, who has never actually tried to have sex on top of the stuff they use in sandpaper. Editing to add, okay, I have been informed. Thank you, pedants. That sand is not actually used in sandpaper. Doesn't change my opinion. Watching snakes eat things. I once did some side IT work for this Dutch guy who was probably in his late 60s 70s. It was converting a bunch of his old waltz records to digital so he could use them when he gave dance instructions. The guy was way healthier than anyone else I've seen at his age, and would show me all sorts of cool moves, not with me, that I could use to impress ladies. He had a wife who was lovely and would make me all sorts of delicious food, since the process involved having to set up the recorder and let the entire record play as it recorded. Anyway, I'm working one day and notice I'm running out of space on his HD, so I start digging to see if there's some junk files I can get rid of. Lo and behold, I come across a metric ton of penis ball torture. Like, easily 20 plus gigs of this stuff. Extreme hit, humiliating, beating, slapping, even some needles. I was pretty young, but had still seen my fair share of extreme hit, but from this sweet, kind old man, it was a complete mind duck. I closed it out and told him we should get an external because he was running out of room on his computer. He wanted to know why, and I lied and said it was all system files and the audio we had been loading. To this day, I still think about that crazy Dutch bee and his trove of ball torture porn. Best comment of the day. Does it count if I cause the accidental nudity? Years ago, my ex and I took our 3 children to a local wildlife area to fish. This was a very regular thing with us. One fine summer evening, we found a spot, unloaded the car and kids, got everything set up, and kids lines in the water. I'm at one end of the family, he's at the other. We are spread out probably 20 yards or so. Before long, a really loud car pulls down the road running beside us much too fast and covers us all in white dust. Annoying but whatever. Then they turn a slight corner and pull out onto a little rock jetty that probably no more than 75 feet away. 14/young adults pile out, 2 guys and 2 girls they are drinking, and from their inability to stand up straight, I'm guessing already halfway to drunk, they started blasting the radio really loudly, shouting unintelligible nonsense, pretending to dance. In general, just being as obnoxious as possible. So after only maybe 20 minutes of this, I told my husband it was time to go. We repacked the kids and car, very annoyed these jerks ruined our nice family night out. Finally, my ex and I do one last check for stray equipment left on the bank, and started to get in the car to leave. The 2 little twit girls then decided it would be the most hilarious thing ever to flash my husband, with me standing right there watching. Thank goodness the kids were safely in the car and could not see. The girls and the guys were laughing uproariously at their joke. They sure showed me. I stood there a moment, hands on my hips, glaring at them. Then in one of my proudest and most embarrassing moments ever, I crossed my arms over my waist, yanked up my shirt and bra over my breasts and proudly arched my back to display them in all their glory while I shouted back, "Mine are bigger than your are." The laughter and smiles died instantly. The girls covered themselves in shame. The guys stood with eyes bugged out and mouths hung slack. I yanked my shirt back down and flopped into the car seat and slammed the door shut. My ex was staring at me in the same slack-jawed state of utter shock. "Drive," I snapped. He did. We drove for almost 15 minutes before he whispered to me, "Did you really just?" "Yes, damn it I did." "Wow honey." "What?" I demanded. He started to chuckle. Those poor little tarts didn't know what they'd gotten themselves into, did they? Maybe not, but I bet you, they damn sure won't pull that again. And for what it matters, at the time, I was a 36 JJ bra size. Custom made. Extremely expensive.